Friedrich Nietzsche often woke before sunrise with pain already burning behind his eyes. He would stare into the darkness and whisper, "So we begin again." His body resisted consciousness, but his mind rushed forward anyway. Thinking felt like both survival and punishment. He believed suffering arrived before meaning and never waited for permission. As a young man, he once told himself, "If I stop thinking, I disappear." That sentence followed him for the rest of his life. Silence frightened him more than pain. Thought became the only proof that he still existed. Without it, he feared he would dissolve quietly. Nietzsche was born in 1844 into a deeply religious Prussian household shaped by order, faith, and obedience. His father was a Lutheran pastor, admired for calm authority. Nietzsche watched him closely, trying to understand certainty. Faith felt solid then, almost architectural. When Nietzsche was 5 years old, his father collapsed and died suddenly. The household fell into confusion and quiet grief. Young Friedrich asked, "Why did God take him?" No one answered. That silence settled deep inside him and never truly left. His childhood became marked by loss and observation. Surrounded by his mother, sister, and aunts, he grew inward and reflective. Love was present but fragile. Faith no longer felt protective. His mother often told him, "You will grow into a man of faith." Nietzsche nodded politely while thinking faith feels inherited, not chosen. Even as a child, he sensed belief could be fragile. Doubt arrived early and stayed. At school, Nietzsche was disciplined, serious, and exceptionally intelligent. Teachers praised him for obedience and focus. He accepted praise quietly without pride. Inside, he questioned everything. He learned early that approval did not equal truth. Being correct did not mean being honest. He began separating outward behavior from inner thought. This split would define his life. Nietzsche studied theology, hoping faith might answer his doubts. Instead, it sharpened them. Late at night, he whispered, "If God is just, why does suffering speak louder than prayer?" No book answered him. Philosophy entered his life as necessity rather than rebellion. Ancient Greek thinkers fascinated him because they spoke openly about tragedy. They did not promise salvation. Nietzsche felt understood for the first time. Language, history, and myth became his obsessions. He learned that words could wound and awaken. Thought became a weapon rather than comfort. Truth should hurt, he believed. At an astonishingly young age, Nietzsche became a professor of classical philology. Colleagues congratulated him, saying, "You have secured your future." Nietzsche smiled thinly and replied, "Yes, secured." Inside, he felt imprisoned. Academic life felt sterile and lifeless. Routine suffocated him. He once muttered, "Knowledge without passion is spiritual death." That belief pushed him toward resignation. Nietzsche left his prestigious position willingly. He sacrificed security for freedom. Friends thought him reckless. Nietzsche believed survival required risk. Illness followed him relentlessly after that decision. Migraines, nausea, stomach pain, and exhaustion became daily companions. Doctors offered diagnoses, but little relief. Nietzsche joked bitterly, "My body hates my mind." Pain never silenced him. It intensified his thinking. During attacks, he pressed his hands to his temples and whispered, "Think through it." Thought became resistance. Writing became his only stable ground. He rejected long philosophical systems, believing they lied by pretending completeness. He preferred aphorisms sharp, sudden, and dangerous. Truth should strike like lightning. Nietzsche admired strength, creativity, and courage. He despised conformity, obedience, and moral comfort. Weakness disguised as virtue angered him deeply. He believed honesty required brutality. When he wrote "God is dead," the world reacted with outrage. Nietzsche wrote quietly, "I am not celebrating, I am warning." He feared a future without meaning. Chaos frightened him less than mediocrity. Loneliness followed his ideas everywhere. Friends drifted away, unable to endure his intensity. Nietzsche accepted isolation as the cost of honesty. He once said, "One repays a teacher badly if one remains only a student." His friendship with Richard Wagner burned intensely. Nietzsche once told him, "You awakened something dangerous in me." Music felt like revelation. For a time, Wagner felt like family. Slowly, Nietzsche sensed something false. He wrote, "You seduce weakness, not strength." The break was painful and final. Nietzsche believed betrayal could be intellectual honesty. He wandered Europe, endlessly seeking climates his body could endure. Italy, Switzerland, and France became temporary refuges. He walked for hours, speaking aloud to himself. Solitude became routine. During walks, he commanded himself to become harder, then corrected, "No, become deeper." Even his self-orders faced interrogation. Nothing escaped questioning. His books sold almost nothing. Recognition never arrived. Nietzsche wrote, "They do not hear me yet." Then added, "But they will." One evening, he said aloud, "I am dynamite." It was not arrogance, but prophecy. He knew his ideas would explode later. He accepted invisibility. Love troubled him deeply. When he proposed marriage and was rejected, something inside collapsed. He whispered, "So even affection demands surrender." That wound never healed. Nietzsche wrote, "Love is war." Vulnerability frightened him. Solitude became both shield and prison. He chose isolation over exposure. His ideas grew sharper, darker, and more poetic. He wrote of the Bermensch as self-creation and responsibility. Many misunderstood this completely. Nietzsche meant discipline, not domination. He rejected herd morality fiercely. Obedience disgusted him. He believed individuals must create their own values. Freedom required courage. His health deteriorated rapidly in the late 1880s. Pain intensified. Sleep disappeared. Thought accelerated dangerously. Letters became erratic and grandiose. Friends grew concerned. Nietzsche felt unstoppable. He believed clarity had finally arrived. In 1889, Nietzsche collapsed mentally in Turin. Witnesses later said he embraced the beaten horse and wept uncontrollably. Compassion overwhelmed structure. His mind broke. After that moment, coherence never fully returned. Silence replaced brilliance. Thought fragmented. Nietzsche could no longer speak for himself. His mother cared for him devotedly. She told him softly, "Rest now, Friedrich." He stared past her, unable to respond. Awareness flickered and faded. After her death, his sister took control of his legacy. She shaped his image for power and ideology. Nietzsche remained voiceless. His work was distorted. He died in 1900, unaware of his future influence. He never saw recognition. He never heard understanding. His life ended quietly. Decades later, readers rediscovered him slowly. Artists, rebels, and outsiders felt recognized. Nietzsche frightened and liberated them. His voice returned. He rejected comfort and demanded honesty. He asked readers to become who they are. His philosophy offered no shelter, only confrontation. Nietzsche believed suffering could deepen life. He did not justify pain. He demanded courage in its presence. Strength meant endurance. He never promised happiness. He promised intensity. Peace bored him. Comfort felt dishonest. His writing feels like dialogue with the reader. He challenges rather than teaches. Agreement is unnecessary. Engagement is required. Nietzsche remains misunderstood because he refused simplification. His ideas resist slogans. They demand effort. Many prefer distortion. He warned against herds thinking and passive morality. He feared a future without meaning. Nihilism terrified him. Creation was the answer. Nietzsche asked humanity to rise consciously, not through domination but responsibility, not through obedience but creation. Meaning required work. He offered no answers, only demands, no comfort, only clarity, no followers, only individuals. His philosophy was a test. Reading Nietzsche feels like confrontation with oneself. Excuses collapse quickly. Certainty dissolves. Responsibility remains. His life was isolated, painful, and uncompromising. His ideas outlived his body completely. Influence arrived late. Truth waited. Nietzsche still provokes and disturbs. He refuses to settle. He refuses to reassure. He demands courage. He speaks quietly through his writing. His questions remain unanswered. His challenge remains open. This was Legendary Files. Nietzsche never wanted followers. He wanted creators.